Hello Internet, it's J-Funk. I've been playing the War Within Early Access, and one of my main goals while playing this was to complete any of the mount hypergrinds that Blizzard often puts into the game. This time around I found 3 mounts to show you today. These include Seisbarg, Soaring Meaderbee, and Alunira. First up is Seisbarg. You'll want to head to southeastern Ashkahet where you'll want to camp a rare called TWW. This rare has a respawn rate of about 5 to 6 hours. If you're lucky, he'll drop a quest item called Vial of TWW's Blood, which will start a quest chain that leads you to Shalba inside the City of Threads world area. He will then give you the beginning of this hypergrind a quest called Those Are Chitin Words, where you'll need to collect 1500 Nerubian chitin. When I did this, there was a hyperspawn area next to the main city of Dornegal, but I've heard this has been nerfed. The nice part of doing it this way was that it allowed you to farm crackling shards simultaneously. However, depending on how much this was nerfed, there is an alternative method that is easy to do, and you can solo it. You can queue up for the follower dungeon version of Arakara City of Echoes and kill the mobs in there. You'll want to kill all mobs up until the second boss and then skip him. After you obtain 1500 chitin, you can then head back to Shalba, who will then give you a follow-up quest to obtain 1000 Nerubian Venom. This can be farmed in the same hyperspawn spot as mentioned earlier, and for follower dungeons, you'll want to queue up City of Threads instead and farm up to the first boss and then reset. After finishing this, once again head back to Shalba, who will ask you to get him 500 Nerubian blood. For this, you cannot use the same hyperspawn spot as mentioned earlier. Instead, there is a spot in northern Ashkahet that is filled with elites, that is also a quest area that you can use to farm the blood. For follower dungeons, you want to queue up Arakara and do a full run. All in all, this took me about 6 hours or so of grinding, with about 2 hours spent on each part of this quest. Once you finish the last quest, you can then head back to Shalba, and after a short follow-up quest and RP, you'll have your new mount. The next 2 mounts are way less complex to get. Starting off, for the Soaring Meaderbee, you'll want to head to northeastern Isle of Dorn to the Elite Bee area. From here, it's as simple as killing bees until you obtain 900 sizzling cinder pollen. Once you do, head over to Senvin, who is at the southern end of the Cinder Brew Meadery world area, and buy the mount from him. My biggest advice for this one is to try to find a group in the group finder to make this go way faster, preferably one with a tank and a healer, as the damage these bees can do, especially at low gear levels, can be kinda scary. This one took about 2 hours to farm all the cinder pollen, and I stuck around for a little bit longer to finish farming my crackling shards as well. Speaking of crackling shards, we have Alunira. If you're familiar with the Alani rare from Mists of Pandaria, this mount functions the exact same way. Killing any mobs in Isle of Dorn gives you a chance to loot crackling shards. Once you obtain 10 of them, you can combine them into a storm vessel. Then, you can head to western Isle of Dorn, where on top of this mountain, Alunira will be flying and patrolling around. If you use the storm vessel on her, this will cause her to become attackable and fly down towards you. Killing her is pretty simple. For me, she just auto-attacked and casted Lightning Bolt, which was an uninterruptible cast. If you're a low-geared character, maybe try finding someone to help you kill her, as dying here would be catastrophic. And that wraps up this video. I hope this guide helped you get your mounts, and I'll see you in the next video.